Today, I would like to talk about something that's pretty much played gaming, I would say, since its inception, because everybody has preferences and it's all right to have preferences, just not when it's at the cost of somebody else's enjoyment or inclusion of the medium that is gaming or any medium, but specifically for me, gaming. Um, Console warriors, and I'll just say platform warriors because I feel like PC also has a part to play in the entirety of this topic. But platform warriors is like the most toxic role anybody can play in the enjoyment of video games because there's no way that you can limit yourself to one platform and still call yourself a quote unquote true gamer when you're missing out on other games that's on other systems. And I know like PC, oh, we can emulate. We everything comes to PC sooner or later. And I mean, you're right, but the games isn't the only. Excuse me. Gaming or the games aren't the only allure to why people pick consoles. Like, yeah, I can play a game at 1440, 4K, 8K at a bajillion frames on PC. Cool, great, love it. But why do I have to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on a PC? Spend 50, 60, or even if you just pirate games, why do I have to go through the process of doing that and then fix the game? And I'm not talking about going to the settings and messing with resolutions and post processing effects and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that also plays a role in it, which I believe can lead to decision paralysis. But I'll get into that later. But I'm saying just to play the game. Like currently on my PC with a 3060, so it's not even like it's that old. Can't play Alone in the Dark from 2008. I don't know why. Could I look it up? Yes. But why did I have to pay whatever amount I pay for my PC and buy the game and then fix it too? So in my head, yes, it's very valid for console players to want to play on a console because it's a streamlined experience with fixed variables. Like there's no like, oh, if you have this GPU, then you got to do this, or this game won't run well, or these effects won't be good because you use this CPU or this GPU, or you have this much memory. You can go to the store, buy a box for 500 bucks, and anytime I buy a game and put it in, it'll work. Assuming that the game doesn't need like a drastic update. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about PC. Like I love that it's there and I love that it's an option, and I will argue that it's probably a an option for more involved or more picky, higher tier enjoyers of gaming. I'll say it like that. I don't know if that's right, but I'll say it like that. But I still believe in consoles and their existence. Now, my gripe with Sony and PlayStation and the Sony ponies, that's what people call them. Don't worry, I'll call them the Xbots and whatever they call Nintendo. I don't know. I don't see too many people slandering Nintendo, but Sony's thing is, to me, every game is the same game. And by that, I mean every game that Sony makes is a cinematic action third person adventure game. I'm not saying that I don't like them. I love them. I like Uncharted. I like God of War. I like. I haven't played it yet, but I like how Ghost of Tsushima looks. I love The Last of Us one of my favorite games of all time. Last of Us 2, but there's no creativity. I think Nintendo takes the cake in that aspect of creating games because all of their games are they take the same IP and they'll make it into three or four different experiences. Racing, platforming, third person open world, party games, action games, Metroidvanias. Like, I think Nintendo has the best products when it comes to creativity, but Sony's thing is they just kind of do the same stuff. Like Days Gone is the same as Ghost of Tsushima, is the same as Horizon. God of War is the same as what's that other game? Fuck. God of War is the same as Last of Us. Is the same as I can't think of a third. Uncharted. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And like I said earlier, I like it. And don't get me wrong, if it works, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, it don't need to be fixed. But that's that's their role in today's gaming landscape. And you can even like look at the stats. The games that are played most on PlayStation almost every month are like Apex, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Fortnite, and sports games. That's just the reality. Moving down the list, Xbox. Xbox is money hungry. Like I think I can easily say that they're probably the most soulless of the three major platform holders in the sense that they don't have any regard for the fan base. At least that's how it feels like being a huge fan of them. Xbox isn't about the console anymore. It's about play anywhere. You can play it on your tablet. You can play it on your TV. You can play it on your PC. You can play it on your ROG Ally or like your Lenovo Legion or your Claw. You can play it on your phone. You can play it on your refrigerator. Hold on, planes. Okay, I'm back. But like I was saying, their main thing is trying to get their service, I guess I would call it at this point, because I guess in my head I associate platform with like a physical, tangible box. But they want to get Xbox everywhere. From a business standpoint, sure. But gaming is like so intertwined with passion and consideration and love for the works of art and the creations that people make that it feels like they don't really care about Xbox quote unquote loyal fans. Like there's no regard for oh I want to retain as many people as we can as loyal Xbox fans, so we'll make these games exclusive to our box only. Because now there's the story going around that games will eventually go to everything. Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, what's the pirate game? I can't think of the name, but the pirate game and Grounded, all made by Microsoft slash Xbox owned studios, but now they're on Switch and PlayStation respectively. And I know that you can say, well, oh, they've always been on PC, and that's true, but a lot of times when people are talking about exclusivity, it's strictly from console to console because we all know PC gets everything. Cool. I addressed that earlier. My gripe with PC isn't the exclusivity piece, but it's the the UX UI, and that could be chalked up to just me being lazy. But I feel like if I have to go through everyday life solving high level, high thinking problems, then I don't want to come home and have to solve another high level, high thinking problem just to play a video game. But yeah, that's my gripe with Xbox. There's no love in the business model. Like I think they're doing better now with shows, but as soon as they got better with showing off stuff that they're working on or games that they have coming, they went even worse in like just overall like ecosystem. I don't even know how to explain it. But just like now it's like Xbox is easily the laughing stock of the console market, which, and I mean there isn't a lot, but yeah, that's that on Xbox. Once again, moving down the list, Nintendo. I would still consider myself part of the uninitiated, but from what it looks like, Nintendo is the king of making a game unplayable traditionally by keeping it on old hardware, and then they'll resell it to you on the newer hardware with minimal upgrades. Instead of one, either leave an emulation alone, which we just saw that they won't do because they just got Yuzu shut down, or two, making a streamlined way to play all your old games. Like there's no reason why we're debating on backwards compatibility for a Switch 2 when we've already had confirmation that it'll be an iteration. If you're telling me that there'll be very similar form factor, why? Why am I on the ropes about if I'll be able to play my 60, 70 game backlog on the new hardware? It doesn't make sense. Sony's done this too, but to their to their defense, the PS3 was a tough console to begin with. So that's my gripe about all of the different platforms. Just to start off with that, because I don't want anybody like, oh, you only saying this because you're a fan of this, or you only saying this because you're a fan of this. My next point is that I'm pretty sure at different points in all of these platforms' history, you can see that the decisions being made aren't in the best interest of us, the gamer. There's no way the PS3 should have been $600 at launch. There's no way. The economy was terrible. But Sony got the idea that they could do whatever they want, ask for whatever they want. And I would say that it'll be the same way with the PS6 because they're pretty much in the same space. They're the most dominant in what they consider to be the high performance gaming market. I think that's what they called it. Basically, between them and Xbox, they're the major leader. So I'm pretty sure that they starting to smell their own tail, thinking that they could do whatever they want, charge whatever they want for games in the consoles. Xbox trying to make games where you can't buy used games or share them or give them away or resell them, whatever. And Nintendo, like what I said earlier, like they switch up the form factor so much that it just makes old games obsolete, primed for a repackaging or a remaster. I don't really know about PC. I didn't follow too much on the history. I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that probably don't fall under this banner, but there's just been multiple cases in the past where a platform holder will show us that they don't care about our pockets or our preferences, but if they start making, or if they get a plan that they'll make good enough profit, then they'll follow through with it regardless of what their fan base needs. So why be a console warrior, platform warrior anyway? There's no point. There's a plane flying over and I didn't pause it, but oh well, I'll keep talking. There's no point in championing a box or a company that doesn't give you anything in return. Like, sure, it gives you happiness, sure. But what happens when it doesn't? You'll be upset. Another thing is, it's stupid to be a console warrior, platform warrior, in the hopes that another platform will shut down, because consolidation is anti-gaming. I'm gonna say that again. Consolidation is anti-gaming. I said it twice because I'm a fan of Xbox and I know that they just bought probably the biggest publisher in gaming history for the biggest amount in gaming history. If I'm not gonna say verbatim, but per Xbox, whatever, they were on the verge of shutting down. If they shut down, Sony still exists, Nintendo still exists. They both control the market share equally 50-50, or whatever the split would have been. They could have charged, developed, and released however, whenever, and whatever they wanted. That's not a good thing for consumers because it breeds complacency and it breeds just boringness. Like, the competition between all the platform holders is what gives us so many good games. Like Helldivers in the background right now. PlayStation needed a live service game. Granted, this is the second one, and the first Helldivers was already good. But I would dare to say that in the public's eyes, not necessarily mine, this game is a classic. As long as they keep giving good updates, and as long as they fix some of the minor issues, this game will exist for a while. But if even one of the major holders doesn't exist anymore, it breeds a multitude of problems. Knowing the companies, knowing that us, the consumers, have to make a decision is what will drive them to try their best and improve on past iterations, thus giving us better products. Consolidation is the enemy of gaming. Another thing is, when you lock yourself to one platform, once again, I don't think that this particular point applies to PC gamers, but when you lock yourself to one platform, you miss out on extremely good experiences. Omitting PC, if you're strictly a console gamer, don't want a PC, never had a PC, will never get a PC. Oh no. Okay. I don't know what that was. But if you limit yourself to one console platform, from PlayStation standpoint, you're missing out on Uncharted, God of War, The Last of Us, Days Gone, Demon Souls, Horizon, which I don't really care for. What didn't I say? The newer games like Stellar Blade, this even, Helldivers. If from Xbox's standpoint, I like Starfield. I think that you're missing out on Starfield. You're gonna miss out on Hellblade, Avowed, Indiana Jones. From Nintendo's standpoint, you're gonna miss out on Mario, Kirby, Metroid, Zelda, Xenoblade. Like, these are all great games that you can't get on the other platforms because that's how the business model is. Like, yeah, ideally there would be one box that would play everything. But games and their platforms submit their existence and prove their existence by having exclusives. That's just how it is. So all in all, I'm going to end it there. But I went on this super long rant just to give my perspective on platform and console warriors because it's stupid. You can't call yourself a real gamer championing another company being shut down, or saying that you love games in general but you won't play this game because it's only on this system. Like, there are people that are still mad that PlayStation put the Sega Saturn or the Sega Dreamcast and Sega out of the console business. People that weren't even born to get a Dreamcast. Oh man, Sega would have still existed if it wasn't for Sony. What year were you born in? 2005. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying that you can't get acclimated to a company's history and be like, man, I really wish that they were still around, or I wish that this had happened differently. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just don't think that it makes sense for anybody to be championing exclusion and shutting off other people from experiencing new stuff or being mad about stuff that you weren't even there to see. That's just my take. on platform, console, gaming, warriors. It's all stupid.